Soldiers encounter a mysterious creature in the Congo. The Democratic Republic of the Congo, also known as the Congo Basin or Congo Rainforest, seems to be Earth's real-life Jurassic Park. The Congo jungle is renowned for its incredible biodiversity, harboring a vast array of plant and animal species, many of which are still undiscovered or poorly understood. A mysterious humanoid that has apparently been seen all around the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Spiny-Backed Chimpanzee, is one of these jungle mysteries. Some researchers have even argued that the chimpanzee is a completely new species that has not yet been discovered by science. It is said that this ape is big, has a broad face, is not afraid of people, and has grey fur. The reported sightings of these strange chimpanzees are relatively new, in contrast to other unexplained species seen all across the region. According to legend, a group of Navy SEALs came across a chimpanzee with spines on its back during one of the earliest recorded sightings of the animals in the year 2000. An unidentified Navy sailor claims that during one of his unit's encounters, they came across 13 unusual bipedal chimpanzees that were highly violent and had a somewhat different appearance than typical chimpanzees. The troops claimed that by comparing the chimpanzees to trees, they were able to determine the chimp's height, noting that they were between 4 and 6 feet tall and had a grey colour. The chimpanzees were seen attempting to take out other animals. However, it was the number of projecting spines on these chimpanzees' backs that made them stand out the most. These chimpanzees' back spines sprang up like porcupine quills whenever they got irritated. When one of the naval officials witnessed this, he added that one of his teammates had recorded these unusual animals for 3 minutes, but the film was never made public and is still classified as a military secret. The precise location of the sighting was not disclosed by the officer. It is thought that the sighting occurred in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, close to Lake Tanganyika. The spiny-backed chimpanzee may have become extinct by now, or it may be an undiscovered species with a very small population. Some have drawn comparisons between this creature and the Beely ape, claiming that the monster's spines are the only difference between the two. As others have noted, the Beely ape was long believed to be extinct, but after a few decades, researchers were able to provide evidence that it was a real animal. There have been suggestions that the spiny-backed chimpanzee may experience a similar fate. Uncharted territory makes up a large portion of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and it's possible that primates that resemble the spiny-backed chimpanzees are hiding there. The soldiers have not disclosed any additional information, and scholars who have examined these files have concluded that it is likely that they were instructed to remain silent. The mystery of the Aggogue. In the dense, uncharted rainforests of the Congo, tales of a mysterious humanoid creature known as the Aggogue have persisted for generations. Standing between 2 to 5 feet tall, the Aggogue is described as having several human-like features, but with some peculiar characteristics that set it apart from any known species. The creature's long arms, rusty-coloured hair, and yellowish-red skin make it a fascinating subject of study for cryptozoologists and anthropologists alike. The Aggogue is typically described as a small, bipedal humanoid. It stands at a height ranging from 2 to 5 feet, making it significantly shorter than the average human, and one of the smallest humanoid creatures that has been encountered. One of its most striking features is its long arms, which are disproportionate to its body, reminiscent of those of a primate. Witnesses have noted that the Aggogue exhibits behaviors that are both animalistic and human-like. It is reportedly shy and reclusive, often avoiding human contact and disappearing swiftly into the dense foliage when approached. However, it has also been observed using tools and exhibiting social behaviors that suggest a level of intelligence comparable to early hominids. These traits have fueled speculation about its possible connection to human evolution or unknown primate species. Historical accounts of the Aggogue date back to the early 20th century. One of the earliest recorded sightings was by Captain William Hitchens, a British colonial officer who claimed to have seen the creature while hunting in East Africa in the 1930s. Hitchens described the Aggogue as a small, human-like figure covered in reddish hair, moving quickly through the forest. His account, published in various journals, sparked interest and debate among explorers and scientists. He further commented that they were the Aggogue, the small, hairy beings that one rarely encounters in a lifetime. However, just 1 year later, British officer Cuthbert Burgoyne made an incident public that occurred in 1927. According to Burgoyne, he claimed to have witnessed the identical animals that Hitchens had reported seeing years before. He reported that a gently inclined shoreline was adorned with sparse vegetation, where a considerable number of baboons were actively foraging and collecting shellfish, presumably crabs, based on their behavior. 2 albino baboons were among them. These are highly uncommon, although he had been informed about them before. While observing, 2 diminutive individuals with brown complexion emerged from the dense vegetation and proceeded to descend into the midst of the baboons. They were definitely not any recognized primate species, and they must have been related, otherwise they would have disrupted the baboons. They were too distant to observe in great detail, but these diminutive humanoid creatures were likely around 4 to 5 feet in height, displaying an upright and elegant physique. In recent years, there have been numerous reports from locals and researchers who have ventured into the Congolese rainforests. These modern sightings often describe similar characteristics, reinforcing the consistency of the creature's description over time. In 2017, a team of researchers led by Dr. Samuel Beauchamp claimed to have encountered the Aggogue. They said that their encounter was with a small, hairy figure moving swiftly through the undergrowth, consistent with descriptions of the Aggogue. For the native tribes of the Congo, these encounters are not just myths, but genuine, real experiences that have been passed down through generations. The humanoid creature reported by the natives of the Congo is described as being between 2 to 5 feet tall, with a physique that combines both human and primate features. The creature is said to have a relatively human-like face, with expressive eyes, a pronounced brow ridge, and a broad nose. Its body is covered in rusty-colored hair, which is coarse and thick, providing camouflage in the dense jungle. Underneath this fur, the creature's skin is described as yellowish red. One of the most striking features of this creature is its long arms, which are disproportionate to its body, suggesting a primate-like adaptation for climbing and foraging. Witnesses describe the creature as elusive and highly intelligent. It is often observed in the early morning or late evening, times when the jungle is quiet and human activity is minimal. The creature is known for its agility and speed, able to move swiftly through the trees and underbrush. It is also said to exhibit curiosity about humans, occasionally observing from a distance but quickly retreating if approached. The creature's diet appears to be omnivorous, as it has been seen foraging for fruits, small animals, and insects. For the native tribes of the Congo, encounters with this humanoid creature are part of their oral history and cultural lore. Local tribes, for instance, refer to the creature as Dodi and consider it a spirit of the forest. Elders recount stories of past encounters where the Dodi would assist lost hunters or warn them of impending danger. These narratives often emphasize the creature's wisdom and its role as a guardian of the jungle. For many indigenous communities, the humanoid creature is more than just an animal. It is a symbol of the deep connection between humans and nature. The creature is often regarded with respect and reverence, considered a protector of the forest. This belief underscores the importance of preserving the natural environment and maintaining a harmonious relationship with all living beings. The consistent descriptions and frequent sightings suggest that this humanoid creature could be an undiscovered primate species or a previously unknown branch of the hominid family. The dense and largely unexplored jungles of the Congo provide an ideal habitat for such a creature to remain hidden from modern science. If the creature is indeed real, studying it could provide valuable insights into primate evolution and human ancestry. The mystery of the red gorilla. This is a photograph of a red gorilla captured by Belgian administrator Fernand Wilmot in the present-day Democratic Republic of the Congo. Despite his desire to capture the gorilla alive, he resorted to taking it out after being attacked by it. Subsequently, native tribe members helped by spearing it. Once measurements were taken, it exceeded the size of the previously recorded gorilla by 20 centimeters. Fernand Wilmot said that they cut down the forest in order to capture photographs as the environment was excessively dark. The gorilla, standing tall and restrained by a young tree, has a height of 2 meters and 10 centimeters. He is a fully matured gorilla in his prime. He is adorned with a profusion of crimson hair, particularly abundant on his head and shoulders. This gorilla is unquestionably an exceptional specimen because of its remarkable size and the distinct coloration of its fur, which clearly sets it apart from the specimens displayed in European museums. The skull exhibits a distinctive central bony ridge about 2 centimeters in height. Fernand Wilmette had chosen to retain possession of this exceptional artifact, despite receiving enticing offers from many museums, as it holds great sentimental value as a cherished memento from my most daring expedition. Regrettably, the high humidity of the Warega woodlands and the absence of adequate preservation methods prevented him from retrieving the skin, similar to the skull. At the time, Fernand Wilmette said that these recollections are distant, but fortunately, he has retrieved and preserved a collection of images that vividly recall them. Use a magnifying glass to closely inspect the accompanying image in this story. 2 individuals are seen lifting the arms of the defeated creature. Pay attention to their hands and compare their size to those of the individuals. Therefore, you will gain a deeper understanding of the immense destructive force possessed by the red gorilla. The mysterious 50-foot crocodile spotted in the Congo. For millennia, stories of a massive crocodile named Mahamba have endured in the depths of Africa's most profound and mysterious rivers and lakes. This colossal crocodile, reported to grow up to 50 feet in length, has instilled both terror and intrigue among nearby communities. Although the scientific community remains skeptical, the reliability of eyewitness testimonies of the Mahamba indicate that this creature could perhaps be authentic and legitimate. The stories of Mahamba have strong origins in the folklore and oral traditions of several African tribes, specifically those residing in close proximity to the Congo River Basin and Lake Tanganyika. According to these tales, Mahamba is an enormous and terrifying crocodile that surpasses even the greatest known Nile crocodiles in size. Mahamba is frequently described as an exceptional monster, with some stories indicating that it is almost twice the length of the largest documented crocodiles. This makes it a menacing presence in the waters where it lives. A highly convincing proof of Mahamba's existence is derived from the abundant testimonies provided by local fishermen, residents, and explorers. These legends frequently depict experiences with a colossal crocodile that surpasses conventional assumptions. Anglers vividly describe their vessels being capsized by an immense power lurking beneath the surface, only to capture fleeting glimpses of an enormous crocodile swiftly swimming away. The alleged presence of Mahamba in the vicinity has caused a profound terror and reverence among the local residents. During the early 20th century, Belgian colonists in the Congo Free State documented observations of an unusually massive crocodile in the Congo River. The Mahamba legend gains historical credibility from the inclusion of these reports in colonial documents. Despite lacking any cultural or mythological connections to Mahamba, the explorers were nevertheless impressed by the immense size of the beast they encountered, which largely matched the descriptions given by the indigenous population. Moreover, the unearthing of prehistoric crocodile fossils offers a credible scientific foundation for the existence of Mahamba. Sarcosuchus, a type of crocodiliform that existed in the Cretaceous era, could grow to be over 40 feet in length. These ancient crocodiles provide evidence that this crocodile family possesses the genetic capacity for gigantism. It is possible to imagine that a small group of extremely enormous crocodiles could have managed to thrive in the isolated and mostly uncharted rivers of Central Africa, which could explain the origin of the Mahamba mythology. The fact that Mahamba's alleged home is distant and inaccessible provides additional evidence for the potential existence of the creature. The Congo Basin, with its dense rainforests, expansive wetlands, and intricate river systems, ranks among the most uncharted areas on the planet. The remoteness of this area creates a perfect habitat for a substantial, elusive predator to flourish undetected by contemporary scientific investigation. Furthermore, the lack of extensive scientific expeditions in these areas implies that numerous species, particularly huge water carnivores, may yet be unrecorded. Should Mahamba prove to be genuine, its existence would have significant ramifications for our comprehension of crocodilian physiology and the boundaries of reptilian growth in the natural world. This research would question existing ideas regarding the upper limit of size for contemporary crocodiles and provide fresh perspectives on the evolutionary adaptations that enable these creatures to attain and maintain such immense dimensions. Moreover, the presence of Mahamba would emphasize the significance of conserving the natural environments that house these elusive behemoths, as they have a vital role in upholding the biological equilibrium of their ecosystems. Moreover, acknowledging Mahamba as an authentic species would authenticate the understanding and encounters of the native inhabitants who have lived with this dangerous predator for many centuries. The integration of traditional ecological knowledge with scientific research would emphasize the importance of a comprehensive and respectful approach to comprehending and preserving biodiversity. Local communities, due to their profound bond with the environment and its fauna, are indispensable allies in the quest for and conservation of these elusive species. Recent technological breakthroughs have introduced new investigative techniques for studying the Mahamba phenomenon. Advanced technologies such as high-resolution satellite imaging, drones, and underwater cameras provide the opportunity to investigate and record distant areas with unparalleled accuracy. By fostering collaboration among scientists, local communities, and conservation organizations, a systematic search for evidence of Mahamba might be conducted, leading to a more comprehensive understanding of its characteristics and behavior. For the native tribes, these stories are not mere legends, but genuine accounts of encounters with a creature of extraordinary size and power. The crocodile described by the natives of the Congo is an awe-inspiring beast, measuring an astonishing 50 feet in length. This size far exceeds that of the known largest crocodile species, the saltwater crocodile, which can reach up to 23 feet. The Congolese crocodile is said to have an incredibly muscular build, with thick, armored scales that glisten under the sunlight. Its eyes are described as piercing and intelligent, capable of striking fear into anyone who meets its gaze. The creature's massive jaws, filled with rows of sharp teeth, are capable of crushing anything that comes within its reach. Reports from the natives suggest that the giant crocodile exhibits both typical and extraordinary behaviors. It is primarily an ambush predator, lying in wait near the riverbanks for unsuspecting prey. However, unlike smaller crocodiles, this giant is said to venture into deeper waters and even onto land, demonstrating remarkable agility for its size. It is known to be highly territorial and aggressive, particularly during the breeding season. The natives also describe it as having a unique ability to remain completely still, blending seamlessly into its surroundings until the moment it strikes. Historical accounts of the giant crocodile have been a part of the oral traditions of the Congo's native tribes for centuries. In recent decades, modern encounters have brought renewed attention to the legend of the giant crocodile. In 2001, a group of fishermen near the Congo River reported seeing a massive crocodile sunning itself on the riverbank. They estimated its length to be over 40 feet, describing its skin as dark green with patterns that provided perfect camouflage against the muddy riverbed. The fishermen quickly retreated, fearing for their lives, but their detailed account added to the growing body of evidence supporting the existence of the giant crocodile. In 2016, a team of researchers conducting a biodiversity survey in the Congo Basin reported hearing unusual sounds near their campsite. The next morning, they discovered enormous tracks leading from the river into the jungle. The tracks, measuring over 3 feet across, suggested a creature of incredible size. While the researchers did not see the crocodile directly, the tracks and the stories from local guides led them to believe they were in the presence of the legendary beast. Explorer posts clear photo of the Fofi spider. The Fofi spider is said to inhabit the Congo Rainforest, deep into its heart, where the dense foliage prevents sunlight from penetrating. The legends of indigenous tribes and explorers seeking adventure were filled with stories of the immense size and impressive presence of this creature. A self-proclaimed explorer recently claimed to have ventured into the Congo jungle with the intention of discovering uncommon plant and animal species in the hopes of unraveling the mysteries of this untouched habitat. Equipped with a rucksack and camera, he boldly explored the bush, followed alone by his reliable guide, Nkosi. Thomas and Nkosi spent a number of days navigating through the thick vegetation. They perceived the collective sounds of birds and insects, briefly observed passing wildlife, and were awestruck by the lush greenery enveloping them. The atmosphere was saturated with the aroma of moist soil, and a harmonious ensemble of nocturnal animals commenced their melodic performances. On the next day, while making their way through a highly concentrated thicket, they unexpectedly came upon a large open space, and above them was a wide-reaching web spread out in front of them. A massive spider resided at the center of the enormous web. Thomas exclaimed that he had never encountered such an enormous spider before and proceeded to capture images of it. Nevertheless, owing to the spider's elevated position, he remarked that capturing it was challenging. In addition, he noted the presence of webbing surrounding the organism, but it is not visible in the photographs. Thomas subsequently reported that Nkosi had alerted him to the presence of this monster, advising him to exercise caution due to the deadly nature of the spider. Nkosi instructed Thomas to retreat, perceiving that the creature's tolerance was diminishing. The indigenous inhabitants of these regions see the spider as the protector of the rainforest, believing that it has granted them a glimpse inside its realm. However, they now acknowledge that it is time for them to depart. Upon leaving the clearing, the two explorers, Thomas in particular, eagerly anticipated sharing their discovery. Thomas expressed that he now possesses a heightened admiration for the rainforest and its strange nature. In the subsequent days, Thomas affirmed that they did not come across another specimen of these arachnids. However, he expressed that as a result of this encounter, he has developed a fresh appreciation for the natural realm. Oddly enough, there have been previous reports of encounters with this species. The Congo Rainforest, renowned for its exceptional biodiversity, is imbued with ancient folklore and legendary animals. Out of all these stories, the legend of the Fofi spider is particularly notable, captivating the imagination of the indigenous peoples of the Congo for many years. The origin of the giant Congo spider's mythology can be traced back to the oral traditions of the indigenous populations residing in the Congo region. The term Fofi is a translation of the phrase giant spider in the local dialect, which accurately conveys the sense of awe and dread that the creature evokes. These stories depict an enormous arachnid that exceeds the size of any known spider species, with some reports suggesting it is several meters in circumference. The spider is commonly portrayed as a protector of the jungle in Congolese folklore, residing in the most secluded and inaccessible areas of the rainforest. The local communities consider its existence to be both a representation of safeguarding and a sign of impending peril, thereby making it an essential component of their cultural heritage. Despite its fascination among storytellers, explorers, and researchers, there is a notable absence of tangible evidence to substantiate the existence of the giant Congo spider. There are very few reported sightings of the monster, and even sightings are generally unclear and difficult to understand. The majority of reports are provided by indigenous individuals or local guides who narrate their experiences with the legendary arachnid while on jungle treks. A noteworthy example of purported evidence emerged in the shape of unusually large spiderwebs found in the Congo bush. In 2009, Michael Lepage, a researcher from Britain, recorded the existence of enormous orb-weaving spiderwebs that stretched as far as 3 meters in diameter. Researchers who specialize in the study of creatures from folklore, mythology, or local stories that lack scientific verification have been captivated by the legend of the giant Congo spider. The objective of these researchers is to reveal concealed and previously unknown species that may have eluded scientific documentation. Nevertheless, the scientific community maintains a skeptical stance regarding the reality of the spider. Due to the absence of concrete proof and the implausibility of a spider growing to such enormous sizes without violating the principles of biology and physics, numerous scientists dismiss the existence of the monster as a result of local folklore and exaggeration. Although we have little evidence of its existence, the mythology of the spider remains highly culturally significant in the Congo region. It functions as a representation of the abundant variety of life and mysterious nature of the rainforest, serving as a reminder of the profound spiritual bond that indigenous cultures share with their natural environment. Furthermore, the legend surrounding the giant spider emphasizes the significance of conservation initiatives in the Congo rainforest. Indigenous beliefs hold that the giant spider is not merely a large arachnid, but also serves as a protector of the bush. Legends depict it as inhabiting the most secluded and inaccessible regions of the jungle, safeguarding the ecological balance of the natural environment. The spider is both venerated and dreaded, as its existence is linked to equilibrium and concord, but also indicates the possibility of peril hidden in the wild. The cultural significance of the spider surpasses its mythological features. For indigenous groups, it symbolizes a profound spiritual bond with the natural world, fostering a deep sense of reverence and admiration for the mysterious wonders of the Congo Rainforest. Within indigenous tribes, accounts of real experiences with the giant Congo spider are transmitted as first-hand testimonials. These encounters are frequently depicted with vivid descriptions, capturing the creature's impressive stature and commanding presence. Nevertheless, it is crucial to recognize that these testimonials are influenced by cultural circumstances and could potentially be embellished or interpreted differently as time goes on. An account is provided by a member of the Mbuti Pygmy tribe. The tribesman recounts an experience with a gargantuan arachnid while in the depths of the rainforest. As per the narrative, the spider's height equaled that of a human, while its legs extended well beyond the reach of a human. The tribesman portrayed the creature as a formidable sentinel of the jungle, encouraging his fellow tribespeople to display deference and appreciation for the spider's safeguarding role. According to the Baka people, the spider is seen as a vigilant protector that safeguards the forest from anyone who shows contempt towards its sacredness. These tales emphasize the spider's significance as a representation of both ecological conservation and cultural legacy within the indigenous communities. To completely comprehend the tale of the giant Congo spider, it is imperative to acknowledge its cultural context. The creature symbolizes the interaction between reality and mythology for the indigenous people of the Congo, representing their profound bond with the jungle and its mystical elements. The mystery of the Kongomato. Deep within the dense and mysterious jungles of the Congo, tales of a fearsome creature known as the Kongomato have circulated among native tribes for generations. Described as a large, winged reptile with a formidable wingspan, the Kongomato has been likened to pterosaurs, the flying reptiles that roamed the skies during the age of dinosaurs. These accounts, treated as real and genuine by those who tell them, offer a fascinating glimpse into a creature that might still exist, hidden from modern science. The Kongomato is typically described as a large, flying reptile with a wingspan ranging from 4 to 7 feet. It has leathery, bat-like wings, a long beak filled with sharp teeth, and a body covered in reddish-black skin. Witnesses often describe its eyes as piercing and menacing, capable of striking fear into anyone who encounters it. The creature is said to have a formidable presence, with a wingspan that casts a significant shadow, adding to its aura of menace. Reports from native tribes suggest that the Kongomato is both territorial and aggressive. It is known to inhabit swamps and rivers, where it preys on fish and small animals. The creature is said to be particularly active at dusk and dawn, using the low light to its advantage. Eyewitnesses have recounted instances where the Kongomato has attacked canoes and small boats, leading to its name, which translates to breaker of boats. This aggressive behavior has earned the Kongomato a fearsome reputation among those who live in its territory. Historical accounts of the Kongomato date back to the early 20th century. One of the earliest documented encounters was by Frank H. Melland, a British explorer administrator, who recorded stories of the Kongomato in his book In Witch-Bound Africa, published in 1923. Melland's accounts were based on interviews with the Kayonde people, who provided detailed descriptions of the creature. They even presented him with illustrations that bore a striking resemblance to pterosaurs, suggesting a direct link between their legends and these prehistoric creatures. In more recent times, sightings of the Kongomato have continued to be reported. In the 1950s, engineer J.P.F. Brown claimed to have seen 2 Kongomatos while driving near the Zambezi River. Brown described the creatures as having reddish bodies and membranous wings, consistent with traditional descriptions. In 1998, a researcher named William Gibbons embarked on an expedition to the Congo and reported hearing multiple accounts of the Kongomato from local villagers, who remained adamant about the creature's existence. The fear and respect for the Kongomato have significant implications for the daily lives of those who live in its purported territory. Fishermen and hunters take precautions to avoid areas where the creature is believed to reside, and stories of encounters are passed down through generations as cautionary tales. This context underscores the importance of understanding and preserving local knowledge and traditions, which are deeply intertwined with the natural environment. If the Kongomato is indeed real, its discovery would represent a groundbreaking addition to our understanding of biodiversity and evolutionary history. The existence of a living pterosaur-like creature would challenge current scientific theories about extinction and survival. Researchers could gain valuable insights into the adaptability and resilience of ancient species, providing a unique perspective on evolutionary processes. Verifying the existence of the Congo Rainforest presents significant challenges. The dense and remote jungles of the Congo make it difficult to conduct thorough scientific investigations. Furthermore, the lack of physical evidence, such as bones or DNA samples, complicates efforts to validate eyewitness accounts. However, advancements in technology, such as the use of drones and environmental DNA analysis, offer new avenues for exploring these remote regions and uncovering definitive proof. The notion that pterosaurs, the flying reptiles that roamed the skies during the age of dinosaurs, could have survived into the modern day is both fascinating and controversial. Pterosaurs, often incorrectly referred to as pterodactyls, were a diverse group of flying reptiles that lived during the Mesozoic era, from the late Triassic to the end of the Cretaceous period. They were the first vertebrates known to have evolved powered flight. Pterosaurs ranged in size from small species with wingspans of a few feet to giants, which had wingspans exceeding 30 feet. Pterosaurs were characterized by their membranous wings, which were supported by an elongated fourth finger and often had crests on their heads. Their bones were lightweight yet strong, adapted for flight. They occupied various ecological niches, from fish-eaters to scavengers, displaying a remarkable adaptability that might have allowed some species to survive in isolated regions. The Congo Basin is one of the most biodiverse regions on Earth, providing a variety of habitats that could support a population of surviving pterosaurs. The dense jungle canopy offers protection from human discovery, while the numerous rivers and lakes provide abundant food sources. Pterosaurs that adapted to a nocturnal lifestyle could further reduce the likelihood of detection by avoiding the activity of human observers during daylight hours. To survive in the modern era, pterosaurs would need to exhibit significant behavioral adaptability. This could include changes in diet, such as scavenging carrion or preying on smaller, more abundant animals to cope with ecological pressures. Additionally, evolving a heightened sense of caution around human populations would be essential for avoiding encounters that could lead to their discovery or capture. It is also possible that modern pterosaurs might exhibit evolutionary changes compared to their Mesozoic ancestors. Natural selection could have favored smaller, more cryptic individuals better suited to the dense jungle environment.